Welcome back to Live With, a very special edition of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm here, I got to tell you, with one of my childhood heroes. He's got a big show coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's my distinct honor to welcome him back to the show, the Incredible Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno. Hey, Louie.
Good afternoon, David.
And you're sitting there with Chris Mins, your co-promoter.
Good to see you, Dave.
Yeah, you guys back again to do this one more time. The Lou Ferrigno Legacy Classic coming up October 29th and 30th at the Agua Caliente Resort Casinos. The show has been growing by leaps and bounds every year, and it's because of all the effort and passion and energy you guys put into the show. Lou, we talked this when the first year you came out with the show, and you said you were going to build this into something huge. And it's become sort of a end of the year celebration because you're the last show of the year.
It's great because right now, this year, we're going to have also, like last year, the live streaming, because the live streaming last year, am I correct? It was the second to the Auto Classic. I mean, $2.99, I mean, worldwide. And especially, we have more addition. We're having the USA Powerlifting Championship on Sunday for the first time, and the show getting bigger and bigger because especially when you have more competitive and more things involved with the show.
Now, Chris, as one of the co-promoters and the guy who does all the legwork over there, is it tough to constantly outdo the year before, because you kind of always have to keep raising the ante on these shows, right?
Yeah, do, and that's people's expectations. I mean, it started back with the Tahoe show 6 years ago, and then every year it improved, and they expect, okay, Chris, what are you doing this year? Lou, what do you got up your sleeve? And it's a fun challenge. I think if it stayed the same year after year, I get bored. We're bodybuilders. We're always trying to push up our game. And if we just bring the same package, you get bored. So like Lou said, we're offering the live web stream worldwide. It's just $2.99. USA Powerlifting. Next year, we have a huge 100,000 square foot expo, multi-sport expo that we're adding in.
Wow.
400 booths.
That's incredible. Now, you guys are giving away $20,000 first prize, plus the very exclusive Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk statue for the overall champion. That alone is worth the prize. I would rather have the statue than the $20,000, to be honest with you. But
I've been telling people the complete collection is the Hulk statue, the Arnold, and the Sandow. Then you're done.
That's right. And I personally, as a childhood hero of the Hulk, I think I'd rather have the Hulk statue than all three of those, to be honest with you. But
you'd be surprised the competitors, when they look at that trophy, they admire the trophy so much. What's interesting, I've got a close friend of mine, the trophy's not for sale. They offer to pay $3,000 or $4,000 to buy one, but it's only limited because of the competition.
I hope none of the former champions go and sell their Hulk statues on eBay or anything like that, That would kind of devalue it a little bit. Or maybe it would raise it. How did you guys decide which divisions to hold at the show? Because I know you have pro bodybuilding, pro bikini, classic physique, and women's physique. Why those four categories?
Sure. Well, we want to do half men, half women. Pretty basic there. You got to have bodybuilding, pro bodybuilding, because it's Lou Ferrigno, right? So that's a no-brainer. And up in the first few years we had men's physique, but then when Jim rolled out classic physique, again, that was a total no-brainer because here's the guy who started classic physique in the 70s with Arnold.
Right.
So it only makes sense. If you're doing a throwback division, you got to have it in the Ferrigno Legacy. Bikini is very popular, and I like women's physique, and Lou likes women's physique because it looks like women's bodybuilding did in the early 80s when it was much more aesthetic. And I think that's the direction that we need to go when we think of bodybuilding and women. But also bikini is a great thing because it really helps women see that they can have this attainable goal without getting massive, without some of the stereotypes that go along with women's bodybuilding. So it makes it more accessible, makes a healthier example for women.
Lou, how do you feel about the new classic bodybuilding division? Do you like it?
I love it because the fact that also it shows the symmetrical side of the bodybuilder competing, because there's so many different divisions, because besides the physique, now we have in between, between the physique and the bodybuilding competition, we got guys in a certain body weight able to show the symmetrical side. You see the beauty of the whole package, meaning that anybody that wants to compete, if it's not a bodybuilder, the fitness or like a bikini, you have a different choices to make. Instead of just going to bodybuilding or just female bodybuilding, now you have different choices because you have different categories we're having at the show. I think the class is great because it's going to be the way to go because the public and most people, they love that symmetrical. But don't get me wrong, when you come to the Miss Olympia, you got to be a freak to win.
You're right. Well, the good thing about the classic division, I think, is it almost gives people a platform to kind of almost like the minor leagues. You step into the classic first, and then if you want to get bigger, you can go from there. So it's kind of like stepping stones because the women have that with bikini, figure, physique. Now men kind of have an opportunity to do that as well.
Yeah,
it's great because you said the magic words. It's a platform. It's in between, and it's great because they have a choice. They want to put on more sides. They could go into the bodybuilding. But I really think the classic is going to be very appealing and going to take off because, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to favor it because you think about pumping iron years ago, it's all about the symmetrical. Like, for example, I was telling Chris, I don't know if you know that when the book came out, Pumping Iron, they could not put Schwarzenegger on the cover. They put Ed Corney because it was more appealing.
Right.
But then it became popular. Then, of course, Arnold became popular, two of us. But at the time, that's what they were concerned about showing the public. We're going back down that path.
Right. Do you think that, this is something I think, the shorts that they wear on stage are kind of like spandexy shorts. I think that if they're going to do classic, physique, they should put them in the trunks that you guys wore back in the 70s. Don't you think? Show a little bit more of your legs.
Sometimes you have the short, and you have a good upper body and weak legs. Then you get a chance to hide those legs with the short. But it's really saying, hey, let's build up those legs and go into the classic.
Right.
So that's why. But the thing is, you have those kind of guys that want to be in the physique. They can't be able to compete in the classic. So it's nice to have room for different people.
Right. But in classic, Lou, do you think that they should have the trunks that they're wearing should be a little higher up, like what you wore in the 70s? Because they're a little. I think even classic has too much material.
Well, I think you're right. I think, not the Speedo look, but more like in the 70s. I like the 70s because the clean cut,
right,
and it's not showing the Speedo look, but basically show more of the abs and the leg instead of just showing more of the butt of the glute muscles.
Right.
So we saw those guys at the Olympia too. They kept pulling them up. Weinberger kept yelling at him, pull them back down.
Yeah.
Catch that?
Yep. Now, Danny Hester, who's the first classic Olympia champion, will be at your show. He was originally going to compete, but I hear now he's guest posing. Is that right?
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it looks that way. Danny was actually here at Lou's house yesterday, and I ran through some poses with Lou in Lou's private gym. I'll put the pictures up later. It's pretty bad. Danny still looks he could step on stage tomorrow. The depth in his back is off the hook. So yeah, he was originally considering competing, and we're kind of weighing it out because we don't want to alienate anybody. We don't want people to feel like, well, I don't want to waste my time. This guy's going to win and get the Olympia qualification. And, of course, Danny wants to make sure he wins, and there's no guarantee of that either.
Well, it kind of like back in 1971, Sergio Oliva decided to compete in Miss America. Everyone wanted to boycott the whole show. Nobody wanted to compete. Sergio changed his mind. Everybody was like relieved. You remember that? That's at the time. I'm sorry, 1970. It was 71. Oliva decided that because he won Mr. Universe, Miss Olympia, he said, why not? I could be Miss America. Bodybuilding was freaking out. So it's almost the same situation like Danny Hester.
We think he's going to, we told him he's going to be on the stage either way, whether it's guest posing or competing. But I think we're leaning towards the guest posing.
He wants that Hulk statue. Just give him a Hulk statue. That's all he wants.
You should have seen the way he's looking at the statue yesterday. He couldn't take his eyes off of it.
Caressing it.
I'm dying for one of those. I'm going to have to find whoever wins your show and rob them or something like that after the show's over. Now, Lou, you got how old are you now? You 60 what?
64.
Unbelievable. You get younger as you get older. I know it's a cliche, but you really do look phenomenal for your age. You're still doing fantastic in Hollywood. You got a new movie coming out, Instant Death. Tell us about that.
It's a great film about a guy kind of like from the special forces. He's adjusting back to society, and he rekindles his relationship with his wife, his daughter, and granddaughter. So apparently this vicious drug gang killed my granddaughter and harmed my daughter. So I go out to seek revenge. You see like 25 different fight scenes, a lot of shooting, and probably my best acting work.
Yeah, Lou, at 64 years old, how do you get roles like that? That's a big role. That might be your biggest role ever.
Well, I did some preparation with a guy named John Hackerman. He taught all these MMA fighters how to fight. So I spent time to learn to do martial arts. And of course, I was getting a massage every other night to lift up my muscle attention. Because I looked in the mirror one day, I said to myself, you know, I keep saying to myself, why am I hurting? I said, hey, you're 64 years old. But guess what? I pulled it off, though.
You have a topless scene in there, too, don't you? You have your shirt off in one of the scenes, don't you?
Yeah.
We're watching the preview right now. It's up on screen. Yeah, I see you grew the beard out for that, huh? A little goatee.
Yeah.
It looks good. You look good with the goatee.
As you keep watching.
It's intense, right?
Well, we're not playing the sound, but people are watching the thing. Lou, you look like Andre the Giant on the screen because you're like 14 times bigger on the big screen.
Well, they have a scene in the film. You see me on the ship fighting like 25 guys.
I think it's coming up. Now, what actors are in this movie with you?
It's all British film, and it's all British actors. I'm the only American actor in the film. I decided to do it because this director who directed the film wanted to give me a chance because he said there are other openings besides Arnold and Sly. He wanted to show me the different fashion because nobody's ever seen me do stuff like this before.
Lou, you're shredded. They just showed you. You look like you can get on stage. How'd you get? You must have dieted hard for this movie.
I did. I trained every day, much as I could, and all the fighting. You know, you bring a lot of calories, and I just the whole time planning to stay lean and mean.
Lou, you look like you could do the classic physique Olympia. I can't believe it.
You don't have Kevin Leproni next year.
You don't have any loose skin on your body at 64 years old. How do you do that?
Italiano from New York.
Oh my God, I'm jealous, man. You look better than I do. I'm 48. Unbelievable, Lou.
At least I'd be your inspiration.
Yeah. Seriously though, how long did you diet for this part?
I basically kept the protein high. I kept the carb down. But you got to remember when you're working around the clock, you increase the protein intake like from like 5 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So you're burning calories. But basically, I was eating like 4 or 5 times a day. Meat, fish, eggs, like fruit and vegetable, but nothing involves like fried or fattening foods.
Right. Now, do they have like craft services on the set like the whole day for you?
No, they didn't because we film in different locations. They had the food delivered me, so a lot of time the meal was prepared in advance.
So did you bring?
And you know, British food is not my cup of tea.
I know you like tuna and rice. You're a bodybuilder.
Exactly. So you know, like fish. You know, you get some sandwiches, and you make the best out of it.
My dad always says the British are the best actors, so I'm sure the movie is very well done.
It is. It's a good film. You'll enjoy it.
When is that coming out?
It could be out. We'll have an American film market here. It's sold all over Asia, so I think a Hollywood studio is in the process of buying it. I think it's going to come out probably mid-December or January.
Oh, wow, good. I'm looking forward to that in time for Christmas. Now, you got a TV show you're working on, too. What is it called, Con Man?
It's called Con Man TV series, a comedy with Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion, and I played the director that's directing of Mice and Men the musical, and I convinced the actors to play Lenny, and I played George. And first, it's hysterical.
Mice and Men, that's great.
And the musical of Mice and Men.
Oh, my God.
And I'm singing in this.
Can you sing, Lou? I didn't know you could sing.
No, but I have opera singing on the set. I mean, you'd be surprised when you see it.
It's like The Producers almost, it sounds like, the movie.
Yeah, kind of.
That's funny. Now, obviously with the Avenger movies out, Lou, and all these Marvel comic book movies out, I imagine you're still doing the voice of the Hulk. Is that true?
Yeah, because that's what they planned, because I love doing the voice for the Hulk. I've done the voice for the Hulk of the Avengers and the Hulk movie and everything, because I know how the Hulk thinks and feels, but that's why they incorporated my voice.
All right. Well, you know I'm going to make you do this. You got to give me a Hulk smash, Hulk crash. Take us out.
Just like that. Like, come on. Hulk smash. Beauty God.
You are the best, Louie. You made my whole day. You were my childhood hero, and you still are. Thank you so much, and great luck with the show coming up. Chris, you want to mention any details about how people can get tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. Head over to ferrignolegacy.com. You can buy your tickets there. Still register there, and that's where you're going to be able to get to the live web stream as well.
Tell them about the dietary situation.
One of Lou's favorite things is we've got the casino making a bodybuilder menu for everybody, so you'll be able to eat clean the whole weekend.
That's awesome.
professional makeup, professional tanning backstage, everything
Wow.
professional. And as a matter of fact, a girl competed last year. She had no legs from the knees down, and she qualified. She plays very hard. It shows you that how many people excited about competing in the competition, because it's a very heartfelt competition.
Right.
It's a wonderful vacation to be part of too.
Well, you guys are doing a great job, and will this show be the same time next year? Same time of year?
It's November 17th and 18th next year.
Okay.
So, and moving forward, it'll always be the week before Thanksgiving. So this year was an exception because of a venue conflict. But, yeah, moving forward, that's what's going to be. Already locked in the dates.
You guys are doing it right, man. You got the only real huge bodybuilding show out in California. You know, it's which you would think bodybuilding would be the hot topic out there, but it seems like bikini seems to be more hot out in California. So I'm glad you guys are supporting the sport. I believe within the next 5 years, the Ferrigno Legacy Classic will be probably considered right up there with the Arnold and Olympia as the top show to do.
That's what we're planning on, because eventually we want a franchise. But right now, our main goal is to build the best show in the West Coast and then franchise. It takes one step at a time.
And man, thank you to people like you who are helping support it and saying wonderful things about it. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you.
Well, if you guys out there can't make it out to the Ferrigno Legacy Classic, you can watch the live stream, only $2.99. You go to what, FerrignoLegacyClassic.com?
FerrignoLegacy.com.
FerrignoLegacy.com. You can sign up for the live stream there. You can buy tickets for the show, and you can find out all the details of the competition. Lou Ferrigno, Chris Mins, they're very readily available. Contact them if you have any questions. Guys, best of luck, and thank you for joining us again for another episode.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you having us.
All right, that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.